Swechha, I was wondering if we could perhaps start with you and know a little bit about the work that you're doing, and especially since you lead the education and awareness wing. So, what does that work look like?
Mhm. Yeah, so when we co-founded the Office of Safe and Respectable Learning Department in 2020, we got a lot of grievances from students. That time, it was during COVID time and it was all running online. So when we were looking at grievances and the types of grievances like cyberbullying or harassment, we realized that along with dealing with the cases of harassment, which I think Bhavna will talk about in a bit, we also felt a strong need for an awareness within the Education Institute. So for faculty, staff, and students. So for that, we started a module. It's a mandatory module for students that the students are supposed to take in the beginning of their school year. It's a 6-week long module where we talk where we discuss issues on identity, safety, inclusion, diversity, and what it means. And every month also we lead advocacy series for faculty around the same topics. So that's largely what we do within the institute.
Okay, all right, that sounds really interesting. And Bhavna, what about you in terms of the work and especially the policies that you're creating? Can you throw some light on that also?
Yeah, sure, Shivangi. So, as Swechha mentioned, that when we actually, we always thought this was important, the idea of creating a very safe and respectable learning environment. But then in 2020, when COVID hit us and everything was virtual, we went online, we're not in the campus space, and this idea of learning suddenly changed into a virtual space. And um, a lot of things shifted, and in that shift somehow it really became difficult for us to ensure what does like safe and respectable learning actually look like. And then that's when as Swechha mentioned, that we started getting a lot of like grievances related to how the students were getting like unnecessary messages from people with no faces, they would just come in the Zoom session and then write something in private that they don't want to like see or hear. So those were the kind of messages that the students started reporting, and even some of the faculty members started reporting that they had to face misbehavior. And that's when we were very concerned, but also that was the first time when we realized we didn't have anything documented as such that would talk about those kind of issues. And that was the time when we realized that this is it. Now we need to like keep on documenting something, and we need to have things in place that would help us actually talk about it, and even like create a safety measures for all of us, like for the students, for the teachers, for the staff members. And it was at a point, it was at that point was being difficult, even how to like handle that. A lot of messages were coming and we didn't know how to even like go ahead with it. We had to study a lot, and then that's the point we realized we didn't have any policies. We did have policies of onboarding, and also we did have policies of inclusion that said that inclusion diversity was important, but it didn't mention anything about how to ensure that. So that's when we realized it, and when we co-founded the department, we thought that one very important thing was to document all of that, and to mention how we are going to do what we had to do to ensure that safe and respectable learning. And grievances was one, and onboarding process was one, and how to educate like all of the teachers, students, and even the staff members was one. So yeah, that's when we started it, and the process is still ongoing because there is nothing as such directly related to how education institutions should be like safeguarding or even helping prevent sexual harassment or any incidents as such inside the education institution. So and the journey has been continuing since then, and we have been working on it.